Hey everyone, this is Lad from the Woods, Voice in the Wilderness with Lad from the Woods. It is Friday, September 3rd, I guess. Having a rough day today. I've just gone through so much bullshit on the phone with the Toronto Dominion or TD Canada Trust Bank and TELUS. That's why I'm doing this video and I'm going to upload it right away. But I'm on a pension, and it's not very big, and so I rely on it to eat, to pay what little bills I can, and try and keep my cell phone going with it. And anyways, last Friday I made a boo-boo. I overpaid TELUS. I was only supposed to give them $200 on my account, and I ended up paying them my entire bill, which was $588. And I was on a payment arrangement with them, so they were cool. I've been with them for like ages. And that sun seems to be. So anyway, I call them up. I tell them, listen, I called TELUS. I said, listen, I made a super boo-boo here. You guys, can you send me back that money? I said, just, keep your 200, but send me back the balance. They said, no, we'll send back the whole thing, and then you kind of, you go back and do your payment over again. I'm like, oh, okay, that whatever works for you guys, great. So anyways, the fellow that I talked to did a great job. He said, okay, we got this all figured out. He says it'll take 3 to 5 working days. I'm like, okay, that's pretty much normal. So I'll tough it out. So anyways, the weekend goes by, because I figured, like, Friday, it's probably, I think it was 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So I'm thinking, well, the guy's heading home. He'll put it through, but, the computers won't do shit until Monday probably, right? So anyways, Monday comes along, great, okay, no problem. I started checking my account, nothing. And I said, oh, well, they did, you got to give it till at least Friday, right? Because they said 3 to 5 working days, so we'll give it the longest, right? Seems crazy. They can take your money instantly, but they can't give it back instantly. So anyways, money doesn't show up today. It's, fuck, I don't remember what time it is. Oh, my phone's right here. I'm not using the phone. It's 5 p.m. So I decided to give them a call. I guess it was around 2:30, 3 o'clock. TELUS, I said, hey guys, I said, do you know what's up with this money? Because it still hasn't turned up on my account or anything. So the lady goes through, the stuff, the computers, whatever. And she says, well, Paul, we sent that out. We processed it right away. And I said, well, she says, it hasn't shown up in your account. I said, no. I said, there's nothing here. So she asked me for my card number and all that and my account. And I said, yeah, that's all. And, it matched. She said, yeah. She says, no, we sent it out. The fellow processed it right away. I'm like, oh. Now, she says it could still take 3 to 5 working days, even though he processed it right away. But she said, they checked the money department or whatever. She went like off, on hold, and she checked it. And she said, no, money department says that was sent. She says, so you're going to need to call your bank. I said, all right. So anyway, she fixes me up with a temporary arrangement so I don't lose my phone. And so I call the bank. So I finally get through to the bank. And now I just finished doing this. So this took 2 hours. It seems like I started earlier than that, but I don't think I would have called 2 o'clock. That was too early to call them. Anyways, so I call the bank up. I get the first woman on the line, and I explain to her what had happened and what's going on. And can you guys trace my money? What's going on? She says, no, we can't do that. She says, we have no way of doing that. I'm like, excuse me? I said, you as a bank with all this computer technology, I know that you know every red cent where this money is. I said, I guess your money, maybe not my money, I guess. That's what you're telling me. She says, yeah, that's right. I'm like, what? I said, you're telling me you can't trace my money, a payment from TELUS, okay, from their bank to your bank. And she says, no. She says, do you want to put a claim in? And she starts doing this computer, like you guys know the call. Starts reading out of a book, no matter what I said to her. I said, ma'am, I said, that's insane. I said, I used to run with some pretty badasses in the 80s and 90s. And I said, the RCMP would get on the phone to a bank. This is back before computers, okay? And if they wanted to know what we were doing, okay, if we were laundering money or whatever, or they had reason with warrant, no problem. Bank could find that information right away. That's the 80s, for fuck's sakes. That's like 40 years ago. Now we're the most technology advanced, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, we can't tell you where your money is. Sorry. You can put a claim in. That'll take 30 days. I said, ma'am, I don't got 30 days. I said, I got one bowl of cat food left for my cats. And I said, and not a whole lot of food for me. I said, 30 days, that's when my next CPP comes in. Oh, it could be before that. I said, yeah, but you don't know. So anyway, she just kept repeating the same, because I kept trying. I said, my God. I said, I'm going to go back to being a bad guy. I said, I'm going to launder money. You guys will never find it, was what you're telling me. So I said, do you have a supervisor? She says, oh, yeah. She says, I've talked to one. I said, well, I don't want to talk to the one you talked to. Give me, here's no problem, she says. So, no hard feelings. I said, I know it's not your fault. So anyway, she gets me on the supervisor phone, or the supervisor phone, yeah. And she says, yeah, I had looked at what you talked about. And she says, starts repeating the exact same thing, word for word. So I knew she was reading a script. And I said, ma'am, could you stop, please? And I had to interrupt her like 5 times to get her to stop. I said, ma'am, and I told her the same things I said to the younger lady. I said, this is insane. I said, absolutely insane that you guys can't tell me where that money is. I said, yet you can take my money instantly. I pay you $15 a month to do nothing, basically. Your computer does these little transactions for me. I said, that's insane. So anyways, I say the same thing to her, and I say the same thing about laundering money. And I said, listen, I said, are you the boss of this? Are you the boss? I said, was there someone above you? She says, nope. So I'm the boss. I said, really? I said, so you're the boss of this whole thing? She said, that's right. I was like, holy fuck, man. That's like me when I was a dump truck driver going to a customer saying, yeah, I'm the boss of the whole thing because you're dealing with me direct. Or you talk to my supervisor. Well, no, my supervisor was not the boss of the whole fucking thing. Now, I wasn't looking to talk to the owner of TD Canada Trust. There probably isn't one specific one. But I'm certain she had bosses above her. I said, you can't tell me you don't have bosses above you. And she says, nope. So anyways, she starts going on about the claim thing again. I start to interrupt her, and she ends up hanging up on me. Because I said, you're a computer in a suit. I said, this is terrible. And then that's when she hung up on me. I didn't swear. I didn't call them names or anything like that. Computer in a suit, I guess maybe a name call. But like, hey, she is what she is. So I go to the Toronto Dominion complaint line, because you can file an official complaint with their company. So I call there. First time I call there, I get disconnected. Then I get on the second one, and a young lady comes on the line, and she says, yeah, I've already seen, in the time, I guess, that when I typed my stuff in, and then she got put to me, she'd already seen the entire conversation with the other 2 morons. So she starts repeating the same shit. I couldn't believe it. I said, I'm here to make a complaint. I said, I don't need you to tell. Well, we did start a claim, blah, blah, blah. And it talked right over me like I wasn't there. So I started saying the same stuff to her. And I said, I come to you to get the help for these 2 clowns that told me. I said, one of them told me she's the boss of the whole thing. She said, well, would you like to make a complaint? I said, that's why I'm calling, for fuck's sakes. I said, my money's missing. I said, do you not give a shit? I said, obviously you don't. I didn't say shit. I said, you don't give a crap. And I said, you're going to go home this weekend with your nice paycheck and everything, have a nice Labor Day weekend, and I'm sitting here because you guys tell me you can't trace money, even though I know you can, okay? Like, I know you did it to all kinds of bad guys I knew, and other people, and it's like, for the cops, and it's like, you don't give a shit. I said, you really don't. And I thought to myself, I must be talking to sorry, my American friends, but I've just never heard somebody so emotionless, heartless, and then I realized she's a millennial empty suit. And it's like, well, then I guess I'm the complaining Karen boomer. Well, fuck you, man. Where's my money? Pretty simple. And this is what I said to her. I said, back in the 80s when I was still a bad guy, I said, I took a loan from a bank, the Royal Bank. And by the time I was done talking to this guy, I literally wanted to go home and take a shower. Me being who I was, and him, Mr. Suit. But by the time I finished talking to this clown, got my money, I realized I was dealing with a gangster in a suit. But he was pretending to be a good guy. And then once I got to know his bosses over time, I'm going, holy fuck. These banks are worse than anything that I've ever been around. Yet you won't see the cops going after them because they wear suits and they're upper crust society. But let me tell you, a lot of bullshit was going on back then. And I said to myself over the fucking years, I said, I'll never trust a bank ever again. I like my gangsters up front. If you're a gangster, tell me you are. Wear your fucking badge. Okay, don't be pretend to something else. I'm not telling you to go around and tell everybody. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Go around and tell everybody you're a gangster. Shut the fuck up and go do your business. If you get caught, you get caught. If you don't, you don't. Keep your yap shut. But anyways, we'll get off that subject. But I'm just like in total awe. And I said to my mother, I called her up. I was upset because I wanted to give her some money that I owed her, and I said, I wanted to have it to her today, and go get my groceries and cat food and shit. Anyway, that's not happening, and she got a little testy with me, and I said, Ma, I said, you asked me once why I became a biker, and I said it wasn't to chase pussy, it wasn't to do anything else. I said I like the rebellious aspect of society, because anytime I deal with somebody in regular society, the suit and tie or the elite society, I want to beat them, and I want to beat them very badly. And so back then, that was the thing to do. Join a bike club, do your thing. So anyways, that didn't work out, unfortunately, or fortunately, for them and for me. But, we're all still cool, but I don't associate. And it's all young people. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this. Why do I want to talk about these fucking back? But this is why. I can't stand society. This is why I don't want to live here, even in Lanark anymore, an hour and a half west of Ottawa. It's too close to all these clowns. And more of these clowns are coming out here. And like I said to my mother, the faster we could sell this place and for me to disappear into the fucking bush of BC, where I don't have to rely on anything, technology or anything but myself, and when I want to go see people or get things, I'll go deal with my shit. But I don't want any government. I don't want nothing. I don't want any people from banks or fuck all talking to me ever again. And I'll choose who I talk to and who I associate with. But I won't have these problems. I don't need a cell phone out there. I don't need any of that shit. I'll go back to being what I was in the 60s and 70s. And that's what I want to do. So, but, you can't make... Anyway. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to edit this right away, put my things on it, and put it up because I'm really pissed off. And I just can't believe there's a bank telling me they can't trace money. Like, 30 days. Like, if I didn't pay them on a Friday, if they owed them money, they would be up at Friday at midnight sending me an email saying, So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't believe this nonsense. I don't. And, 30 days to have my money, it's piss all by the scheme of things, but still, this is how they make their big money with interest or whatever, because maybe there's another 1,000 people like me going through this right now, and if they're all like $500 a pop, let's say, I'm sure there's people with more or less, but that runs some pretty quick numbers there in the 30. So this is why I say they're gangsters. They're literally collecting a vig and acting like gangsters, but trying to act like they're upper crust society and decent law-abiding people. Well, they're not. And it's like, well, for me, the way I used to think, that takes the rules off. That means I punch you in the face when you fuck me up. Okay, that's simple as that. But, we have laws and all this other stuff. But the laws seem to be geared for them, not us. I'm sitting here because the federal government says, well, we don't want you to drive a truck because you're fucked up on your head and you're fucked up on your hand and this, that, and the other thing. So you make me sit on starvation stuff, and these clowns don't know any better. This election is a waste of fucking time. All three of them are completely fucking out of their minds. Trudeau, Singh is the only one here that's even got a half a fucking brain, but he's no Jack Layton. And, and Justin, certainly no Pierre. And O'Toole, he's conservative. None of them are going to destroy the country, but sure as fuck aren't going to change things neither. So, you just get fed up with society and people wonder why. And it's like, fuck me, man. Like, I try to live, I live in the bush here and try to live simple and stay out of the whole mess. Like, I like doing this, the voice in the wilderness thing, because I need to get this frustration out, and there's other people like me going through this. But I really, 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 really am starting to think that, I've been watching, I'm a huge reader of Hunter S. Thompson and a fan of his, and I believe he has some connection to my father at some point, and a senator that my father was, that he grew up with, a California senator, not one of those big Washington ones. And I don't know, there was some kind of connection there with him. And the first book one of the first books my dad ever gave me. I was 11 years old when he came back from the army and stuff, and he handed me a book by Hunter S. Thompson called Hell's Angels. And he said, you should see all aspects of life, not just one thing. So that was the first thing he put to me. And my dad wasn't a biker, and he wasn't encouraging me to biker, even though I ended up on Harleys and had my time. But it was a book that was very eye-opening, and it was easy to read, even for an 11-year-old at that time. Now, I was a voracious reader. I mean, where I come from a time, my mother was a librarian. We have like a librarian in the house over there. My dad was a voracious reader, so voracious reading. Me, it was mostly sci-fi, UFOs, and then sci-fi. And but then as I got older, history and stuff. But my dad gave me that book. And so that was teaching me about rebellion and the government and stuff, and don't judge a book by its cover. And I learned a lot from that book. Then there was Fear and Loathing, and and so on. So one thing that I learned from him is that like society, you're not going to change it. It's fucked. And either you drop out, like they said in the 60s, what was it? Tune in, tune out, drop out, whatever it used to be. And I wonder how many guys like us, my age, remember that now. We're so fucked. Anyways, a lot of them disappeared. I'm wandering here. Anyway, let's not make this, I'll kill it at 20 minutes. I don't even remember why I was going into this. Well, you guys saw me smoke a doobie there, but I'm half like buzzed and like still pissed off about this money thing. And yeah, I was saying, why I rebel and all this other stuff. Well, it's just, they push you into a corner. And, I hated this thing, what happened January 6th, but at the same time, like I look at them and go, you know what? There should have been a million lefties there with them, because they're just as bad, like meaning the people that are fucking us. I don't advocate killing or hurting people, but I certainly advocate burning down the institutions, because that's the only way this is ever going to change. Now, that's the American government. They're, so fucked. The Canadian government, it's a different ballgame here. And being that I've lived in Canada's or nearby Canada's or worked in Canada's capital, and for people in the federal government at times, moving furniture and shit, and there's definitely more people involvement there, regular people involvement. And, it's very easy to talk to somebody here. If I wanted to call up my local politician for Ontario, I can go right up to his door and knock on it, and he'll invite me in and say, okay, what's your problem, lad? And even though I don't vote for him, doesn't matter to him and doesn't matter to me. I know he's our guy for here, and I know he'll look after us. And then same with our national ones, So it's a different thing there, than different thing here than there. But it's this great big machine. And, my dad had me read Orwell and Huxley and all that, and I knew this was all coming. We started in the 70s and the 80s, and, as things went on. And my dad, fortunately and unfortunately, died before he got to where I am right now. And, my dad would have not stayed here. I know that he would have said, oh, fuck, we came out here, way back. And my family settled Ontario back in the early 1800s when there was nothing here but woods, and that was to get away from the bullshit in Wales and England and stuff, and in Ireland, and so it's like, fuck me, man. And this place here has been in our family forever, and it's like, it's gone, it's ruined now. There's still bush here, it's all bush, but now I've got neighbors, I got people that drive back and forth like a regular neighborhood. That's not what my dad wanted, and it's not what I want. Anyways, I'm wandering, but I'm going like, fuck me, man. I got to get out of society before I start flipping out, because I can't deal with this shit. I can't. This is why they got me hopped up on all these stupid pills, and I won't stop taking them. But anyways, like I say, I'm not going to hurt anybody, but holy fuck, I can use my voice and my words. That's a sure thing. And I told him I was going to come on to YouTube. I said, I'm not a big YouTuber. I might have 10 people that actually see my videos, but you know what? 10 will tell 10 if they think I'm saying something right. And next thing you know, other people. But I know there's a shitload of people that are going through the same thing with the fucking cogs. I'm waiting now for TELUS because I said I want to talk to their complaint line now too, because I'm going to complain to them as well. You know, especially with them. I mean, 6 years. Well, both of them. Fuck, I've been with both of them like 20 years or more. You know, and TELUS up until today treated me like a king. And they treated me like a king on the phone. But we're not getting anything done between the two of them. So, you know what? I said to my mom there, I said, I'll take my business elsewhere. I said, I'll go to your bank in Nova Scotia, whatever. And I said, I'll get rid of fucking TELUS tomorrow morning. They can keep their fucking money, or I just won't pay them now. I'll say, fuck you. And I'll go get a phone and give a deposit to the next carrier. You know, whoever. I don't care. You know, you want to come chase me for the money? Go right a fucking head. I don't got none. Fuck you. You know, you fuck me. So, anyways, I don't think that's what's going to happen with TELUS, honestly. But because I've been mad at them before, but they come right back up after. So, most of the time I have it pretty good with them. But this bank thing just, you know, like I said, it goes back to me being younger in my wild days and realizing for the first time that I was dealing with people that were far worse than what any of us were ever doing at that time. You know? And they wear suits and they smile at you, you know, as they bend you over, you know, and make you grab ankle. That's what it is. And I'm not a guy to bend over and grab ankle for no one. So I'd rather punch you out and sit in the jail cell than bend over and grab ankle. So anyway, if YouTube decides to fucking make this 18 years old or over, or ban it or whatever, it'll be on Rumble as well. So if you see this before they ban it, there'll be a version of this on Rumble. Anyways, if you want to see my other videos without censorship or anything, Rumble, Voice in the Wilderness with Lad from the Woods. And yeah, if you like what you see, just check the cards at the end. You can donate there if you wish to help me out with the channels and all that. There's 4 of them, eh? And I hope you're all doing well, and I'm sorry to unload like in this manner. Usually it's me going, you know, but this one I'm like severely pissed off, and I had to smoke to take me down because, you know, I can almost feel my blood pressure, you know. I have pills for that. But, yeah. And people wonder why they move into their vans and go van lifers and all the rest of it. So, fuck. All right, I got to stop this. You guys don't need to see me sitting there going, blah, you know. And my coffee's like lukewarm. My microwave blew up, so I don't have the money to replace it. The same model I had, which I like, except I don't like the black one because I can't see the numbers anymore with my eyes, which I need new glasses. Can't get those. Don't have the money for it. And I need progressives or something, they tell me now. Anyways, so I can't reheat my coffee that way, so I have to kind of swallow it down because I like my coffee piping hot. And it gets to that almost cold, lukewarm. It's almost disgusting at that point. But I hate not finishing my coffee. It's only my second one of the day. I'm just rattling on. Fuck's sakes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just freaked out. I got a well coming in here next month, which my mother's paying for because she's putting it as an improvement to the property, which it is. And that means when we do sell, it's going to be worth more because you sell the house, you know, fully, you know, got, you know, fully obviously electric, well, everything, you know, well water, all that stuff, septic. Here, there's no septic. I'm on sawdust, but we'll have running water. I mean, I have running water here. It's all hooked up to a big tote, as fishing camp people will know. but now the well's coming in, and so when my little washer, the spin washer, broke, which is like a $300 unit, 400, whatever I paid for the stupid thing, it died. So I don't have a way to get clothes clean except when I go to my mother's, and it's hard on her when there. My mother's very independent. We don't hang out. Like, we're not friends like me and my dad. Like, we're friends, but it's hard to explain. Anyways, people will understand. You're closer to one parent or the other, and my dad died, unfortunately. So anyways, so I have to get a washer here at some point, and I got to buy one of those. And so I look at the smaller, like I can't put a big washer here. I don't have a place to put it, and I don't have the money to build something outside as of yet. But I mean, I do want to build a thing like at the campground where you have like a separate little place for your washer, and I don't need a dryer. I prefer my clothes dried on a line. So just a washer, but it needs to be insulated and kept warm so that I don't lose the pipes and everything. But I can't build that. So I seen these ones on Amazon. They look like a regular washer, but they're about half the size. And it's all one unit, and they got the, you just hook the water up there, it drains the water out. And because it's smaller, and because I'm using a gray water pit, I don't see. I'm explaining all this to you guys. Anyways, it's just all of this just hit me like kabang, and I just got back from a really good vacation, and I'm just like freaked right out. And my 100-pound tank should have run out by now, and it hasn't. So I don't know how I calculated it wrong, but I guess it did. But I went and filled up another 20-pound tank, and I've been holding off because I thought, well, when the money comes back to me, I'll go get 100 pounds. What I'm saying I'm holding off is I wanted to run my smoker, and I want to do like a good 11, 12 hours smoke of this big butt roast that I got for a really good price. But I enjoy sitting out here and smoking my weed, listening to tunes, and tend to the smoker and stuff. I just love that. Somebody drops in or whatever, or two, it's even more fun. But anyway, all for naught. And then here we are, Labor Day weekend, and this is the last weekend I can catch lake trout on Palmerston Lake, which is my favorite lake for that. And because I think the lake trout stop, I think we have to stop catching them. I believe it's the day after Labor Day, or it's September 8th. I think it's more like September 8th. Anyways, because 8th always sticks in my head about that. So I was planning on going up there. I do have enough gas in the boat and the truck, so I'll probably end up going anyway. But it just would have been nice to have a few more bucks in my pocket, And I won't be eating, sandwich with meat. I'll just be eating peanut butter and jam, but I love peanut butter and jam. Anyways, oh my God, I'm sorry, people. This is not the channel for this, right? But I don't know. I just felt like I need to get it out. And Voice in the Woods people are like angry with society too, I would assume, or at least parts of it or whatever. We have 7 people that actually stick around, I guess. I even got a like here and there. I'm like, holy moly, somebody does actually listen to me. Anyway, that's fine. 7. You know what? That's great. Don't need 7 million. I mean, it'd be nice, but I'm not going to be Jimmy Dore or Joe Rogan. That's a fact. I'm just going to be lad from the woods, voicing my opinion on what I always say it, on everything and anything I want. Exclamation point. In red. All right, let's clam this up. So like I say, thanks for coming. And you can check out the cards for my other links, like my other channels and my, my Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And there's links down in the show, the explanation thingy. So you guys have a really good weekend, okay? Labor Day weekend, I guess, here in Canada. I'm not sure if it is in the States. Must be. Anyways, it's a great weekend. I usually like to go out and have a great time. It's fall now, so it's my time. But anyways, you guys go have a great weekend. Be safe. And For those that want to get vaccinated, you ought to get it done. And for the ones that don't want to get it done, that's your goddamn business. And for you people picking on those people, well, you're wrong to do that. It's their lives, their bodies, just like it's a woman's choice. And if you're upset about what happened in Texas, well, then you should be upset about people being forced to take a shot. That's what Nazis did to the Jewish people, and they know better than anybody else. Anyway, but we need to leave them people alone too. I'm double vaccinated. I made my choice. But they have a right to make their choice, and they also have a right not to be mocked for it, treated like shit for it. And just because they didn't get a vaccination doesn't mean they're a Trumper. That's another thing. There were millions of people that voted for Trump that wouldn't vote for Trump again, or they did, but they're not Trumpers, okay? There's hardcore Trumpers, no doubt about it. Like I was a hardcore Bernie guy, same thing. But there's lots of people that voted for Obama that voted for Trumper. But calling them a Trumper, that's just wrong. And that's why they vote for somebody like Trump, just to say, fuck you, Biden or Clinton or whatever. And they saw what happened with Clinton and Bernie and the whole mess there. So, and then this time with Jim Clyburn. Anyways, those are separate videos for that. We're at 30 minutes. So there you go. All right. So be safe out there. Be cool. Mind your own business. Just go do your thing. Well, don't worry about what anybody else is doing, except your family and friends. And yeah, be cool. Be lucky. Be good. If you can't be good, be good at being bad. That's there's my sign off one, because I love that one. Kind of a Hunter S. Thompson mindset. And they'll never take that from me. Okay? Bye.
Woo! All right. Well, I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. This ain't easy, darling, 'cause the devil's on my trail. I've been running